Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Friday to you. We're going to take a look, of course, at Raven coin, see what's going on here. Got a tremendous amount of requests for this coin recently, and I can totally see why it's up somewhere in the range of 27% on the day. Now, while Bitcoin's having a good day at 10%, it was still looking pretty decent the last few days leading up to that point. So we want to kind of see how much better this looks than Bitcoin, and kind of just what would be a good best practice and big picture to identify. First of all, if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love teaching people to trade. Okay, so hopefully you can learn something here today. If you want to learn a lot more and become a better trader, I have a trading academy. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech, where you can learn to become a better trader. I teach you pretty much everything that I know. I also have a trading community where we all learn and grow together through Discord, and then on top of that, even better, I provide you with trade signals through Telegram that are fully automated, and there's an option for one-click follow if you'd like. We just took a killing on profits on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and a handful of other coins here in the last 24 hours. Really awesome. Somewhere in the range of 30 to 50% profits. Really cool. So take a look at Raven coin here. What we want to look at, first of all, previous resistance levels. Now, I do this line out already. I just kind of give you perspective here. This was a previous support / resistance level. And what that does tell us here is that was previously a very strong area in which the price action continued to get rejected. So we could round up and probably say 49 cents as a round number. Or wait, sorry, is that 4.9? I apologize. 4.9 cents is essentially the area in which we can see the price action getting, previously rejected, but also working as a support level, right? Because previous supports work as resistance levels, and the inverse applies as well. That being said, let's go and pull up some Fibonacci and kind of see if this also confirms that level, which it absolutely does. So you can kind of see that here, right there, really darn close to 4.9 cents is that previous resistance level. And of course, Fibonacci retracement level is lining up with that. So I would say it's safe to presume that will be a strong resistance level. And for the area, the price action get kind of rejected tentatively at about 4.7. Makes sense as well because that's leading into it. So a lot of times price will come up or very, very close to previous resistance, get rejected, and try again. So I'm not saying that we're out of the runnings yet, but 27% in one day, we got to be kind of happy with that. And we need to expect the price action to possibly pull back before it tries again. All right, that's just kind of standard procedure. So taking a look at the RSI. First of all, we're breaching RSI at 70, which is positive in a sense. If we can close above, it would be great because that would help us maybe allow that to work as a support level. It doesn't always work out that way, but if we can cleanly close above that, it could work as a support moving forward. So that could be mostly positive, but we got to recognize that is probably likely also a rejection point there, right there at about 4.7. Taking a look at the moving averages, we can see, of course, they're all working as potential support levels. You can see this strong push up here above the 200-day simple moving average that broke. You can see it retested that level 2, 3, almost 4 days in a row before it broke to the upside. Really awesome to see that. That is going to work as a support level moving forward. So right at about 3.9 would be a safe area to have a stop loss, or just below that, right? Because the likelihood of it coming down there that low is pretty darn low, unless Bitcoin has a tremendously terrible day in the near future. In other words, a 10 to 15% correction from Bitcoin could lead us to Raven hitting that stop loss. So again, just, if I were to set a trade and I was to take a long position hypothetically moving forward, I would put my stop loss in that range there because that fits my risk tolerance. Always work within your risk tolerance, okay? And always use a trailing stop loss at the very least if you're going to trade without a stop loss itself. Trailing stop losses are fantastic, and I think some exchanges are offering them now. We use Cornix, and it works out favorably because it's just fully automated and you don't have to touch it. You just set it up and it does everything for you. It's fantastic. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there for Raven, okay? On the daily, looks overall favorable. Just keep in mind resistance at 4.9. Taking a look at the 4-hour, we can see, of course, here as well, very similar patterns where the 20-day simple moving average is working itself as a potential support level. So we can see this ascending type of trend occurring here. This is very healthy and very good, so we're going to go ahead and stretch this out up here and pretty much just assume it's going to continue until it doesn't. And that's how trend lines work. You pretty much, the price action will work in that regard until it doesn't. And I know it seems kind of like, well, that's obvious, right? But in truth, you got to expect it to continue to work as a support level until obviously it breaks that. Okay, so trends are very, very helpful and very, very positive things in trading. It's not just drawing lines on a chart. They're essentially these continuation patterns that typically occur more often than not, right? 60, 70, 80% probability in some cases. So again, that's kind of where we're at there on the 4-hour. Looking at the RSI, we are overextended, so pullback would make sense. Taking a look at TD sequential though, we hit an 8 previously and we're back up to a 6. So, Raven has a tendency, and actually look at this here too. We hit a 9 previously and then an 8, and then we got this nice consolidation period, about 24 hours, and then a leg up here. So it's nice to see this happen because this really helps us understand that this continuation, even though it is overextended on the most recent 12 to 24 hour period, it still very much had enough time prior to that to consolidate and essentially give us that nice leg up. Okay, so obviously this leg up started just before Bitcoin started to take off, but it's right there at that same point. So you can tell that it was planning to do something like this anyways, regardless of what Bitcoin did. But obviously Bitcoin having a 10% day gave us a lot stronger of a return on Raven because Bitcoin dominance starts to recede and a lot of altcoins are going to take that volume, so to speak. We could see that occur right now or soon, but generally speaking, what we're looking at here is the hourly. What we want to look at in the hourly here is, of course, overextension as well, but you can see this nice, healthy consolidation pattern, hit a 9 and then pushed all the way up to push all the way through to a 4. So hypothetically at this point, again, there's no guarantees in this, but with us being at a 4 and this has a nice type of pattern here where we kind of have this breakout, so to speak. This is a very common pattern in trading as well, pennant pattern. You can see that the price action is continuing higher from there. So we might get a retest of this level here at about 4.9 cents in the relative near future. But if it were to do that soon, just keep in mind that's probably going to be a rejection point. So there's two hypothetical scenarios that could happen. The price action continues higher, it rejects out at that level. I think the likelihood of it breaking 4.9 in its first attempt is pretty low. So just make sure that if you see the price action get that close, you may want to consider taking some of your profits or consider a short. However, we want to look at volume and see if that's backing it up, right? Let's take a look at the volume weighted average price and see. This is really nice. This is fantastic. So we're not outside that standard deviation. We have enough volume to back up the price. The volume weighted average price itself, this blue line here, is essentially telling us the current price in the last 24 hours is roughly 4.4 cents. So that means hypothetically the price action gets rejected, we should see a bounce off 4.4 cents for a continuation higher. Again, strictly hypothetical, but on bull runs, you can see that happen more often than not. Taking a look at the hourly though, with the Ichimoku cloud, we can also see right here, look at that, right at 4.3 cents, the Ichimoku cloud is kind of hovering. So again, if you are considering a short position, I would recommend not doing that based on the simple fact that we can see here, the conversion line is well above, conversion line is above the baseline here. Lagging span is free and clear of price action, and we're well above the cloud. So we have like literally 3 out of 3 reasons to keep our long position open and to not take a short. Just note that the price action could and likely should reject at this level here at about 4.9 cents based on the simple fact that it's continuing higher, it's overextended, and that's a key level resistance. All right, again, all things to think about. But if you take the volume weighted average price averaging itself at 4.4 and the Ichimoku cloud averaging itself at 4.33 or 4.35, that's basically an area of contention and also a previous resistance level too where the price action couldn't go any higher. So key level Fibonacci is at 4.27. So we have a strong amount of support in this range. So the likelihood of the price action coming down to bounce off that area is very, very high. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Whether or not you're going to short from 4.9 to 4.4 is up to you. I would not necessarily recommend that. I would just recommend keeping your long position open, taking some profits closer to 4.9, wait for the pullback, take another long after it bounces off that support at 4.4. Again, just some stuff to think about. But all in all, really good stuff here from Raven. This is still a very healthy continuation. I wouldn't expect the same type of increase tomorrow, especially leading into the weekend, because weekends are kind of lower volume. Just note that if this continuation were to occur in the next 7 to 10 days, we could see a price action right around 5.8 cents. That's a possibility. We've got to bridge that gap though at 4.9 first. That's going to be a key level resistance based not only on Fibonacci, but previous resistance. All right. So again, mostly good stuff here from Ravencoin and all well and good. So definitely looking great. Thank you so much for joining me here, of course. Again, if you want to become a better trader, learn what I know, 17 years almost of experience, I can tell you it's you can get it down to a science after a while. And it's really a lot of fun when you can analyze these charts like we do. We have a great community too. Thank you so much to all my current community members for just being an awesome part of my life. I look forward to working with y'all. Again, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. You take care. Have a great day.